South Sudan's telecommunication regulatory body, the National Communication Authority, has increased 40% local and international telecom call rates in a bid to boost the sector. A public notice issued by the Director General of the National Communication Authority on Thursday says the higher rates will go into effect on March 7. But some South Sudanese are complaining about the increased tariffs and the poor phone network. For VOA News, Winnie Chirino reports from Juba.
There are only two telecom operators in South Sudan, MTN and Zain. Right now, subscribers pay 3.15 SSP to call a number on the same network, while a subscriber pays 3.85 SSP if they call on a number on a different network. These tariffs are being increased by 40%, so in a few days, a subscriber will pay 4.95 SSP to call a number on the same network, while a subscriber will pay 6.05 SSP when they call a number on another network. In the recent public notice, Laduwani Kenyi, the Director General of the National Communication Authority, says the decision to increase tariffs is based on the depreciation of the South Sudanese pounds against the US dollar. Kenya says telecom operators informed the government that the revenue they currently generate cannot cover the cost of their operations and maintenance of the networks. He says the increments are necessary to safeguard the availability of services in the country. Many Juba residents say they are outraged over the increase. Juba resident Wilson Odoch calls the higher tariffs harassment of ordinary citizens who must hustle to get money to buy airtime.
If they are raising it, then you should raise it with bits, not once and for all. Not 40%, they should start by 10%, gradual increase.
Then Coach, another Juba resident, says he believes communication will be very hard once the new tariffs come into effect. He says he worries other companies will soon increase the cost of commodity and service they supply if they get the impression that the government allows companies to charge the prices they want. Coach calls on the government to set up a state-run mobile phone operator to serve its citizens rather than depending on foreign telephone companies that are in the country to make profits at the expense of the citizens.
People were living in South Sudan for quite a long time without this communication network. And so it will even be better that people even go back to the long-range radio call. It is even better.
Juba resident Grace Paul says she is angry over the new tariffs. She says she lost contact with many of her relatives and sponsors when Vivacell shut down and the remaining telephone companies provide poor service as it is. Speaking in Arabic, Paul says the government should stop overtaxing the companies because the burdens are left on the ordinary citizens. She urges the government to be considerate because there are many South Sudanese whose families are living in the UN camps across the country and they must keep communicating.
If it cannot affect the government, it's because they have something else. But us, this is the only network that we can use with the little money we get. At times, we spend the whole week without getting money to make phone calls to your relatives. But for them, they have internet and other things they use.
The public notice states that the mobile network operators should immediately embark on improving network coverage and quality of service, and that the increment in the tariffs of local traffic should be adjusted gradually starting in March to reach the maximum cap in July 2019. Rajab Mohandis, Executive Director for the Organization for Responsive Governance, says when the civil society activists petitioned the National Communication Authority on poor network, they were told charges will be increased so that the telephone companies can improve their services. He says he knows many citizens will be affected by the decision, but urges people to wait and see whether there will be an improvement in the services. Mohandis also urges the government to make decisions that favor the interest of its citizens.
All the National Communications Authority should provide reliable information to the South Sudanese citizens. What citizens are getting is only information from the telecom companies, and they do not know what the government has done to reach this agreement.
Ahmed Asin, marketing manager for Zain, declined to comment, saying the telephone companies are answerable to the National Communication Authority only. For VOA News, I am Winnie Serino in Juba.